Gang, today I wanted to talk about loadouts like perk packages, lethals, equipment, stuff like that, what you should be running for two different playstyles. I know there's a million different playstyles for Call of Duty, but the two big playstyles we see like as a whole, it can be broken down very easily. We have people who absolutely fly around the map, and we have people who play extremely slow and not so aggressive. And I have two perk packages for both of those. They're somewhat similar. There's some changes, but let's go ahead and start off with this is my personal perk package. This is what I'm running 99.9% of the time when I'm flying around. I'm absolutely flying around. So, first and foremost, for your tactical, I like to run a smoke grenade. I think this is the most versatile piece of equipment like ever in Warzone. And what's hilarious is we didn't really run too many smoke grenades in Modern Warfare 2019, a little bit, but they really changed the game in Warzone 2. I mean, they had this big effect. We had these big open maps, not much cover, so the smoke grenade kind of made that like appearance, and now it's like a steeple to my gameplay. Like I gotta have smokes to move around. It definitely makes the difference. So if you are flying into buildings, you're flying out, let's say you get two people knocked, you're about to get overrun, it's nothing to pop a smoke grenade and get out and then re-attack. But with that same thing, we have throwing knives. This is so we can get our thirst super quick. It's the only reason I'm rocking throwing knives. I get into a lot of situations where it's 1v4. If I down three and my clip runs out, sometimes it's easier to just hit the guy with the throwing knife rather than switching to the next gun. Or even just quick thirst. You know, if you run in, there's two guys, you knock them, and you just want to get the thirst. You don't have to worry about self res, anything like that. Having that throwing knife, you can get the two quick thirsts. You know, throw one, and then you keep going, and your pace does not have to slow down, and you don't have to waste bullets out of your clip on a thirst for potentially two more people on that team when you're rocking solo. I see a lot of like gameplays where people are playing solo quads and they're using Simtex grenades and frag grenades and all this different stuff, but in reality, a throwing knife is way much more convenient and efficient than a Simtex would be. A Simtex next to a down player won't kill them. A Simtex that sticks a down player will kill them. A throwing knife just zaps them. So, I mean, that's kind of a no-brainer in that sense. Here are the perks I run. So this is my go-to perk package. We have double time, sleight of hand, tempered, and flex. Double time increases your attack sprint duration and reduces the refresh time. That obviously, if you're trying to fly around the map, you're going to want that. I think everybody should run double time though. Sleight of hand, faster reload. Again, 1v4s. You get into situations where you got multiple people flying at you. You have to kind of get it done, and you need every second counts. Absolutely. You need anything that's going to give you a time boost. Anything, speed boost, you need it. Sleight of hand's a must. Tempered. This is two plates. That's the only reason I run tempered is because you only have to use two plates to be full. Again, it's a time thing. Sometimes I don't have enough time to put in three plates before the next team gets there. Two plates though, usually I can get those off. Especially if I pop a smoke, I need to move, relocate, reload, stuff like that. But it keeps me, these first three perks right here, especially perk 2 and 3, keep me in the fight like way quicker. Like I'm more ready to go than I would be if I didn't have these perks. And then at perk 4, I have flex. This is a new one. I kind of played around with this one for a while, but it definitely made the difference, okay? Delay triggered explosive while sprinting, warns of nearby enemy equipment, and reduces combat noise. That last phrase right there is the big one. I mean, obviously, the delay triggered explosives like the proximity mines, claymore, stuff like that, you just fly past them. Don't worry about them. But reducing combat noise. I have such an increase in footstep audio running flex and Warzone than any other perk. It's absolutely crazy. It's like wearing the bone conducting headset multiplayer. It definitely cuts down gunfire. So when you are in a gunfight, you can hear if someone on like if you can legitimately be shooting somebody and hear somebody flanking around you, it's massive. Like having that big of an edge, especially when it comes to audio, is huge. This is the best perk package you're gonna run if it comes to somebody who's trying to absolutely fry out and get it done. Let's go ahead and look at more of a conservative layout. So for a conservative player, I think of someone who's maybe not be like the best player. Like they're not the best. Obviously, they're not trying to go into 1v4, but maybe at a distance they can take on four players. But in reality, they're just looking for that dub. They're looking for that win. They're not trying to have, 20, 30, 40 kills. They just want something consistent. This is that perk package for that. So I'm not using the smoke grenade here. If you're playing a little more conservative, you're probably not going to be in a lot of situations where you need to throw a smoke grenade to get out of the situation. But you're probably going to be in a lot of situations where people are maybe rushing staircases, getting onto rooftops, where a stun grenade will definitely slow them down. It'll help you get that edge. I notice a lot of conservative players can't handle someone with a lot of movement. You get pulled up on, your camera gets broken, you're fried. Well, if you hear somebody coming, obviously you throw the stun grenade, slows them down, you get those kills. And if you need to get out of a pinch quick, you could also just throw a Semtex at your feet and absolutely bolt. But it allows you to essentially hold a close area, like hold a proximity, and not have to sacrifice like running completely across whatever. You can hold a tight knit space with stun grenade and Semtex a lot easier than you can with the smoke grenade and a throwing knife. I would say that's definitely, those two are more of an elite equipment or tactical, rather than stun and Semtex, when you don't have to be extremely precise with them. You get the Semtex close enough to somebody, they're going to run away from it, and if you hit someone with the stun in the proximity, they can't really move. So I mean, that kind of covers your butt for the slower player. And then for the perk package, I changed this up as well, just a little bit from what we had. So we have double time. Let's get it on big screen. There we go. We got double time. Obviously, we always want to move quick. You always want double time. You want to be able to move quick. Sleight of hand as well. Reloading. I think that's huge. I have tempered on this class. Now, that was a hard decision to make. I like running tempered because 2 plates is just it's so much more efficient. But in the same sense, you could run something like cold-blooded, which would prevent combat scout. You could also run quick fix or tracker, but I think as of like a rule of thumb, tempered is just like, it's pretty dominant, like it's pretty overpowered. The only thing here that really changed is going to be perk 4. It's going to be combat scout. So with combat scout, it says bullets you fire briefly mark an enemy for you and your squad. Hit the enemy from farther away, increases the mark time. Essentially, with combat scout, it's pinging people constantly. If you're playing conservative, you're probably not playing alone, probably playing with a group. And this way, if you're spraying at people, if you're third partying a fight up on a hilltop, whatever, and you start shooting and you're in the mix, you don't know what's going on, this is going to be pinging players for you. It's a lot easier for you to shoot that fight. You have the Semtex in your back pocket. You shoot somebody, they run behind a wall. You can see exactly where they stop. Get the Semtex over the wall. This is just, it pairs properly. But these are my 2 opinions right here, gang. So it's between these 2 perk packages. The only thing that's really going to change on them is perk slot 4 between Flex and Combat Scout. And then obviously smoke grenades, throwing knives, and stun grenades and Semtex. Listen, if you're new to the channel and enjoy this content, man, hit that sub button, crush the like button. I'll catch you more for another banger. Let's get it going.